Yeah, whatever you want. I got it. Come on.
Whatever you want, I got it. Baby, let me give it to you. Whatever you need, I got it. You need to know anything. You just ask and I'll provide. Whatever you want, I got it, got it.
Whatever you want, I got it. Baby, let me give it to you.
You see me dancing?
Huh? I saw you. They saw you. Welcome to Looking for Love, the #1 relationship podcast for Generation X. We are here for X and beyond. If you are a young person, we hope that you will come and learn from us so that you can avoid some of the potholes and pitfalls that we went through, because we are here not only from our certifications, but we are here mostly from our life experiences. And we just want to share, and we want to bring men and women together, Generation X men, Generation X women, and all men and women together. We don't want to divide and separate like a lot of the podcasts are doing right now. It's not getting us anywhere. So I'm your host, Trey Kearney. This is my co-host.
Lamar Hall.
This way, because it's backwards.
I can't get used to it. It's backwards.
Point the wrong way. Point the wrong way. And we're here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to share with you. So we go through our schedule. We answer your questions, the viewers. So again, we're going to talk about that in 1 second, but we answer the viewers' questions. So we say, that's called What Would You Do? And then we go to Let's Sip on It, or Let's Sip on That, where we talk about celebrity relationships. And then we do our Beauty and the Beast segment, where we give you a health and wellness tip, either mental, physical, or emotional. And then we do our final thoughts. That's just to give you the rundown so you know what's going to happen. So we hope that you would be sure to stick around for Let's Sip on It, our celebrity relationship news, and the Beauty and the Beast segment, which is he's the beauty, I'm the beast. And if you mess with him, which y'all was, don't mess with my co-host. Don't mess with somebody say your guest that's not my guest, that's my co-host. And he is free to say what he wants to say. And we are here to have our opinion. So when we get our audience questions, they ask us, and we're going to get into that. What would you do? And we answer honestly from our personal experiences and how we feel, not professionally or anything. This is just our opinions. And you are responsible for your thoughts and your actions, because we are not clinical psychologists or psychiatrists, and we are not trying to tell you what to do. So anything that you do, you're responsible. That is our disclaimer to you. So last week we had a question about the difference between phone sex, cheating. Is phone sex cheating? And we had a viewer who sent us in a question that said, my husband was in the shower, I answered his phone, and a woman told me that she met my husband. They've never had sex. They've never had physical sex, but they've been having phone sex with and without video. And Lamar, you can explain what you said.
So what happened basically is that she led the question with basically kind of feeling almost guilty, saying that she kind of had been neglecting him. So then she says that, the phone sex, and my comment was, yeah, is it wrong? Yeah, but no harm, no foul. And now they can have this conversation to move to the next level, to either mend the relationship or whatever they need to do. But it is cheating. I agree with that. But, she started off like, I've been kind of neglecting him and I haven't, lived up to my end of the bargain. So, I respect that more, that she took accountability, because women and accountability do not go hand in hand. So
we're not going here tonight. Women and accountability don't go hand in hand. I'm an accountable woman. Somewhere.
You are an advocate for men. We appreciate you very, very, very much. But if we had to put a large number of women in a room, 80% of y'all, nah, it's not. Y'all are not accountable. So that's my rap.
Uh-oh, you ruffling feathers already? We just started. We didn't get to the questions yet. But the reason why we're talking about this is because when it comes to cheating, and we'll get into this because that's going to be a little bit about our topic tonight after we do our viewers' questions. We're going to talk about what is cheating. So we'll get back to that. But we're having this conversation because some of our viewers on Facebook who were watching and who went back and watched the replay were extremely upset with Lamar's answer that, because he said, you know, you have to be an apple instead of a banana. You're just a little bruised, so you got to be a little bit stronger because you're in a relationship and you need to pull yourself together. And basically they felt like he was saying that, how you gonna say that that's not cheating and she should do this and that? So we wanted to clear that up because they said they will be watching tonight. So Lamar has cleared that up for you. So we're gonna get into our first what would you do question. And we would love for you guys to chime in. If you are on YouTube, we will put your comment in the chat on the screen so people can see your comment. And if you're on TikTok or Facebook and you would like to engage with us, please go over to the New You Nation Network YouTube channel where we can actually talk back and forth and show your comment or your question. You can ask us a live question. We go straight to the live audience questions and we answer your questions. So if you want to engage with us, you can go to New You Nation Network and we are on there live on YouTube, or you can just put your questions in the chat, but we ain't gonna be long on TikTok. So here we go. Let's get to what would you do? And if you're on YouTube and you're enjoying us, there's a button that says super. It is a super chat and you can donate to the show so that we can keep this thing going and Trey can hire some people and stop doing everything. So let's get to the first question. You want to get to it or you want to slowly put it in?
No. I was like, you know me. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. My lady wants to wait until marriage to sleep together. We've been together for 8 months. We had the sex conversation about 3 months in when I tried to put a move on her. She let me know sex would come only after marriage because she isn't sure if things will work out and doesn't want to keep giving her body to men she's not married to. I have no problem with that. However, she has a problem with the fact that I stopped paying for everything because I don't know if this is going to work out either. And I don't want to keep spending my money on a woman who is not my wife. No head, no bread. Am I wrong?
He said no head, no bread. Oh, wow.
Is he wrong?
How old are they? I would like, because if you've been dating somebody for 8 months, I don't know if she has children before, if it's her first marriage or whatever like that. But if you're Generation X, let's just assume that.
Right.
You've been having sex.
Everybody who really tunes in is Generation X.
So you've been having sex. Let's just say you have kids. You can't repackage the gift. You can't. I mean, you can't. If you've been together 8 months, so you have this little time period that every woman feels like you should wait. But if you are, let's say you're 45 years old, this is your second marriage. You can't make me wait. It's like, why you don't pick me to wait? That means you probably been doing some stuff in your past that you go like, hold up, this number's getting a little high. I need to start pushing the brakes. And you're going to make this guy wait.
No, listen, we have these conversations, me and you, because you know that I'm not another man is doing anything with me. And I don't have a large count, right? We talked about our body counts, right? I don't have a large body count. I haven't slept with a lot of men. We don't need to put my number out there because everybody did what they did when they thought it was best for them. But I've decided in my life that if a man does not want to commit to me for the rest of his life, I'm not sleeping with you. Because if you feel like you could sleep with me in 3 months, or you feel like you could sleep with me in 7 months, but you feel like you can't marry me, that's too soon. So a lot of women our age now, and I know what you're saying, well, you already had sex, you can't be re-virgined, but that's not the point. The point is we've grown in our life and we've been with some men who has promised us some things. We've been through some things, we've become mature. And if we knew what we knew then, I'm gonna say 70% of women, right? And I'm saying this, and the women can chime in, and the women can chime in on all platforms. 70% of women, every man that we slept with, we thought he was the one. As dumb as that, I said 70%. Now I'm a woman, you can speak for men. 70% of us, women who have multiple baby daddies, they have 6 kids by 6 men or 5 kids by 5 men because we think that you're the one. Seriously. Every man that I was with, every man, the 3 men that I had serious relationships with, I thought all three of them were the one. Unfortunately, they didn't turn out to be the one. Some on my part and some on their part. So now that we're mature women and we're at a certain age now, and we know more now, we're not going to continue to keep sleeping with men who are not willing to make us their wife. And that's why older women now are setting boundaries. And I get what you're saying. You can't unvirgin, you got kids, you can't put the head back in, you can't pull it, you can't put the hymen back on. We know that. But if we knew what we knew now, we would not have slept with a few of the guys that we slept with.
Okay, that's fair. But if you were dating a guy for 8 months, he's doing everything he wants, everything you absolutely want. He's talking about marriage. You're not getting
cheap. And BS runs the marathon.
Well, I mean, you gotta know the guy. So it's like, if you went and had hypothetical, if you went and had sex with 2 or 3 men right now, who's gonna know but you? That's a moral thing for you, but you have to know that the person you're dealing with also is like, hey, we've been together 8 months. It feels different. That's your decision to make. But are you willing to lose this man because you want? Then I'm like I said, you have every right to do what you want to do, and but it's you potentially can lose the man that's going to be the man that would be the man of your dream. It doesn't sound like this man's playing games with her. Now he's getting to the point where it's like, hold on, I need to hold back on my money because now that you're talking about you want me to wait on sex, well, you need to wait on getting the benefits from my finances.
That's fair.
And if she's okay with that, then hey, it's all both sides understand where they're at.
And that's fair. But I'm just saying that, a lot of times men make promises that they don't keep. He may be talking about marriage. And not to put anybody on blast, but my last relationship, there was marriage on the table. And then there wasn't marriage on the table. But I left my place and I moved into his house only to find out that we wasn't getting married. So, and I slept with him.
Well, I mean, what was the reason he didn't want to marry you?
Oh, I don't know. He never ever gave me a reason. And see, now we live, but I don't know. I'm okay with that though, because I'm a grown woman. People get to change their mind. However, me knowing what I know now, right? And I'm being honest and transparent. I would not have slept with him or moved in with him had he not said that we were going to get married. So I understand, and men have to understand why women are where we are right now. And this is not to punish anybody. I'm not punishing any man. I'm protecting me. I value my body. And if you're saying something to me, and we're grown, we old. Like this wasn't long ago I was with him. We're not 25. We were in our late 40s. Right. So I'm making a decision based on your word. And we can't do that anymore because words are just words. It wasn't on him. It was on me because I believed what he said instead of standing on my values and my morals and saying, when I move in and when we move in together and when we have sex, we're going to be married. And I wouldn't be, and I'm not mad. Right. But I felt some kind of way.
Right. And again, everyone has their standards. She has the right. But is she okay with him keeping his money?
Yeah.
Well, now we dating. We got everything's got to be 50-50 now. Are you okay with that until we get married?
Right. And he's asking, am I wrong? No, brother, you're not wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
No head, no bread. You're not wrong for your stance on what she values most. And most women value different things than men. You value your hard work, the money you make. You got to get up every morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, be out 8, 9, 10 hours a day, whatever that is. And you got to make your money. So if that's your value, where your treasure is, and you feel like, oh, okay, that's a good point that you're making. You value your body and you're not going to give it to every man. I value my money and I'm not going to give it to every woman. Now, he didn't say he's not paying for nothing. He said, I stopped paying for everything because I don't know if this is going to work either. So
that's fair. That's absolutely fair because I've been in relationships and I done bought titties before and everything. But it's like, hey, it's part of the game. I mean, it happens. It is what it is. So, I mean, every day she wakes up and go like, I mean, I don't think she's looking like she got over. I mean,
in that moment, you thought that was best. And
well, I didn't know we were. I don't know if I thought we were going to be together forever, but that was where we were going, and I did some things that I probably wouldn't do again. So yeah, am I more guarded with my money today? Yes, but I've had these situations just like you've had, and like you said, men value their money, women value their body.
Right. So, brother, you're not wrong. And
you're not wrong.
I hope that you didn't say to her, "No head, no bread," because that might be why. Sometimes people say stuff jokingly, but I hope you didn't present it that way to her. And I hope you said, "You value your body. I value my money. We on the same page now. And I will take you to the movies, or I will pay for dinner, but we both gonna be financially invested, just like we're investing our time now. We're both gonna be financially invested." And you don't want to invest your body to that level. I'm sure they hold hands. I'm sure they kiss. So I'll buy certain things, but I'm not buying you diamonds and rubies and things that you're going to take with you if you leave. And I just need people to understand that love is a gamble.
Very much.
It's a 50-50 gamble. And this is why I've learned that you can't be mad with what you put into the gamble, right? You gotta know what you're putting in. Right. And if it's too much to gamble, then don't gamble it like your vagina. If your vagina is too much to gamble, don't gamble your vagina. Don't put it on the table. You know what I'm saying? If the stakes is high, because it's a 50-50 chance that the relationship may not work. And that's okay, because when people get to know each other, I want women to understand this. And this is why I wasn't mad at my last relationship. Whatever he decided, or whether it was because I'm out there like this, what I do, this is going to be a lot for a man. So I don't know if it was that, or if he met somebody else and he liked her better, or whatever. I ain't giving enough head, whatever the situation may be. Right. I'm not worried about that, because people get to change their mind for whatever reason. And I get to change my mind, and I've changed my mind on people. And I didn't feel like I did them dirty, or I had to give them an explanation. I just felt like this ain't vibing for me. Like, it's not you, it's me. I'm not feeling this.
Protect your money, my man.
Be fair. The whole thing about it is, as a man and a woman, just be fair.
Well, a man knows when he feels like he's being taken advantage of. He knows. He knows when he feels like he's doing too much. There's things that you're going to do, and there's things that you go like, hey, what you ask me that for? So it's like, he just has to know what to do and what not to do. Right.
So we're going to go to our next question, bro. Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong. You get to decide for yourself, just like she gets. And she's not wrong either. Right. Neither one of y'all are wrong. But you get to walk away if you want to be with somebody that wants to have sex in 3 months. You get to decide that I'm not waiting until marriage, because he knows, and you said this, he knows if he's going to marry her or not.
Right.
So if you know you ain't going to marry her, bro, just walk away, because you ain't going to never get the cookies. Unless this
is... He already wasted 8 months. I mean, he already lost in my book. So it's like,
he's enjoying her company, but still seeing other people. Because listen,
so that's another part of the thing. So is it, if you're in a relationship and you make it very clear you're not going to have sex with him, can he have sex with other people?
No. He has to.
We just got to put everything on the shelf until we get married, which might take 2 or 3 years. Because I don't want a premature marriage because I want some sex.
Right, but he has to make the decision. Why is it premature marriage, but it's not premature sex? If you're willing to give your body to me in 3 months, but you're not willing to marry me in 3 months, why do you value? Why are you saying this is premature marriage, but it's not premature sex? This is a real question. Like, you know me well enough to stick your penis in me, but you don't know me well enough to marry me?
I don't even want to think about that, because
I'm just saying,
men are different. I mean, men, we're totally different, so it sounds to me, any guy, if he was my buddy and he's like, man, I'm waiting 8 months. I'm like, damn, you really like her. Now, all of a sudden you can't have sex. Like,
right. You really like her. Then this is going to be your wife. So We are, and again, we Generation X. We are 45 and up. We don't gotta wait 3 to 5 years to marry somebody. We know what we want.
That's cool. Yeah, then they need to talk about that timeline. It's like, what are your expectations? What is his expectations? What is 8 months? I wouldn't get married in 8 months. I need to date you.
Why I gotta wait? Why I gotta sleep with you in 3 months, 2 months, 4 months, whatever the limit is? Why I gotta sleep with you in 2 or 3 months, but I gotta wait 3 years to marry you? I'm 55 years old. Why do I have to wait 3 years to marry you?
Wow.
Why can't we just go to the justice of the peace? I know you, you know me. We've known each other for a year now. Well, 6 months.
But you would hope that both of y'all, it's like kissing. You like kissing? No, you don't like kissing. It's like, do you want to have sex? It's either you like it or you don't like it. So to me, it's like after 6 months, and let's just say I'm staying at your place all the time, and it's really going that direction. We don't, okay, if you don't want to have sex, but man, you gotta give me something. Because what if we get married, have sex, and you whack?
Well, that's the chance that you gotta take. What if we get married and your mental health ain't right? That's the chance I gotta take. You
should know that. You should know that in the time you're dating, that where their headspace is.
Folks act well. Folks act well. We're gonna go to the next question. This is a good question.
Right.
Folks be acting real good. There's some real good acting brothers and women out here. So we gotta make sure that if my vagina is not married worth marrying, and men know if this is gonna be the woman for me, because most men say, I knew my wife was my wife the day I laid eyes on her. But you saying I gotta wait to be married 2 to 3 months for you to get to know me, 2 to 3 years for you to get to know me, but you know me well enough that most men, not only would you stick your penis in me, but you would do that raw, but you won't marry me? You gotta
get tested before we do all that. So.
Whatever the case may be.
Yeah, like Richard said, it's a gamble. That's what love is. It's a gamble. And
you gamble and marry me, gamble that we might get a divorce. Why I got to gamble?
So I'm gonna marry you in 6 months, and if the sex is whack, then we're getting divorced. We'll get it annulled.
You won't marry me in 6 months.
Because still gonna be a body on your timeline, so you can take it how you want.
Listen, okay, bro, you ain't wrong. Hold your money. you doing the right thing. So if you just tuned in, you probably think we crazy because we talk about penises and heads. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New U Nation Network YouTube channel. And right now we are answering our viewers' questions in case you just came in. And there's a man whose woman said that she wasn't going to sleep with him until marriage. So he slowed down on the spending. He said, no head, no bread. So they both on the same page of, I value my money, you value your vagina. So we're going to be basically handling our business in a different way.
Facts.
So, yes. So let's get to our next question. Love is a gamble. Yes. So, I recently found out my husband is a recovering alcoholic. He was 12 years clean and sober until he lost his job last year. He fell off the wagon, and the last year has been very stressful for me and our grown children from our previous marriages. We've been married 4 years in December. My children feel like he deceived me because I had no idea he had a history of alcoholism and depression. His children are screaming, what happened to better or worse, and that I should stay by his side. If I would have known this from the start, I'm not sure if I would have married him. Do I have a right to walk away?
I'll let you go first.
This one I'm going to say. As adults, they have grown kids, so they definitely Generation X or beyond.
Right.
As adults, it is our responsibility as the man and the woman to tell another person pertinent information. Because when you remove that information, you lied. Because anything that might make me say that I don't want to marry you should be on the table immediately. I shouldn't have to ask, because there's some questions that we're just not going to ask, right? A person should come into a relationship and say, I have 7 kids. Right? A man should tell a woman, I have 7 kids, because that might make me change my mind on what I want to do. And a woman should tell a man, I have 6 baby daddies. That this shouldn't have to be, I shouldn't have to say, how many kids you got? How many baby daddies you got? Have you ever been strung out on drugs? There's certain things that we should not have to ask as adults. And unfortunately, we have to have this conversation. And she found out when he relapsed, because one of my non-negotiables is you can't be addicted to anything. But I'm gonna have the conversation of what my non-negotiables are, because I would have told this man, here's my non-negotiables. You can't put your hands on me. You can't cheat on me. You cannot have a history of addiction, because I've dealt with that. That's a trigger for me in my life. Like, I'm not even going to rehab. I'm leaving. So you should tell me now so we don't get married. And you got to love the Lord, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And if I find out that you lied to get me because you love the Lord, I'm leaving. So those 4 things are non-negotiables. And if they show up in our marriage because you didn't tell me, I'm leaving. So, ma'am, I don't know what conversation y'all had. And he should have disclosed to you immediately.
Yeah.
Not on the first date, but when y'all got serious, he should have said, I have, because we're never fully recovered. We're always in recovery for whatever our thing is. And we all have things, all of us.
Right.
And somebody needs to know those things.
I mean, and we talk about this every other week almost, and you have to know your deal breakers. And that requires you spending some time by yourself and going, hey, what do I need? And be able to communicate that sooner than later. 4 years later, that you have never had a conversation about anything about drug addiction or anything. That's, I don't know. What kind of conversations are y'all having?
Well, I mean, a lot of times these things don't come up. Maybe he just said, I don't drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people come around, you're like, oh, that's cool. You don't drink.
Right. But that's why? Why don't my sister's husband, he's never had a drink, but I think it's because somebody in his family had alcoholism. It just affected him in a way. It became a trigger. So that is a conversation that Generation X should be having, because if most of us have already been married, now you're going to do it again. What did you learn from your first marriage that you did not do? Because this first time, hey, I'm okay. We all mess up. The second time is your fault.
Wow. And Reggie said, yes, addictions are grounds for divorce. If you have love for a person, you now have to decide if you go to counseling and preserve or leave. Yeah. She has the right to stay or the right to walk away. But in your life, and me and Lamar always talk about this, you know what's best for you. I know my non-negotiables are, because I know that they'll trigger my mental health. They're not good for me mentally. Like, I know that they'll set me off and I won't have peace in my mind. Like, I won't have peace. If you cheat on me, I know I won't have peace. If you put your hands on me, I know I won't have peace. I won't trust you. If you're addicted to anything, because I grew up in an environment of people who have been addicted, I already know that struggle. I already know that I'm not built for it. So I won't put myself in that situation. So a lot of times, like you said, if this man didn't drink, there should have been a question of, oh, you don't drink?
In 4 years? That's what I'm saying, is that sometimes, like men do it all the time. We make excuses for the woman that you feel like that's pretty or she's doing something. And I'll make this excuse. No, you're non-negotiable. You're non-negotiable. And if they do it, then you got to have a conversation. And depending on how long y'all been together, it might be grounds to be, not together anymore.
And I would say too, to this woman, remove your children from the equation and his children from the equation. And this is a decision that you and your husband should be making. And I understand that your children are concerned about you and his children are concerned about him. So they don't have an unbiased opinion. They've picked sides, because of course you want to be like, you just gonna leave my father? And of course your kids are gonna say, Ma, this is too much for you. So y'all have to make a conscious decision. Number one, go get help. Just go get y'all a real good couples therapist to talk through this, to make sure. If he was sober for 12 years,
You tell me in 4 years y'all been married. We're not talking about dating. The 4 years y'all been married, you ain't never noticed this man not have a drink?
No, yeah, but that's not a red flag,
But it's a conversation.
right? But that's not a red flag.
But,
Like,
he's like, hey, you don't drink? Why? Now he has to be like, well, I had a abuse a couple of years ago, but
to some level, for some level of growing up dysfunctional, right? Listen, to some level, for a person who says I don't drink, for people who grew up in alcoholic environments, that's like, whoa, you a square, you don't drink, like,
right.
But that's not a red flag because some people just don't drink. You know what I'm saying? I know, like my niece, she'll have some wine now, but my niece is not really a drinker because of the environment she grew up in with parents who abused and family members who abused. So people go to extremes, like I either drink too much or I don't drink at all. But it shouldn't be a red flag for us because a person does not drink. That should be like a green flag.
But it should start a conversation. If you drink, now neither one of y'all drink, then no problem. But if we go out to dinner and I order a drink and you don't order a drink,
Or maybe she don't drink.
I'm asking a question. You don't drink? No, I don't drink. Oh, is there any reason why you don't drink? Oh, no particular reason. Now you have lied. So when we fast forward 4 years, that's grounds. Be like, hey, I don't know. You lied to me. Like, what else are you lying about? But you never had that conversation. And I don't understand how these grown ass people aren't having these conversations. Like,
but maybe because, like you said, if she don't drink and they sat down and she ordered a what do they call it? Arnold Palmer.
right.
Or half and half of iced tea and lemonade, or he ordered a Coke, you're not thinking about, oh, let me ask why you don't drink. So,
if I'm not a drinker, I'm asking. Be like, you don't drink either? No, I don't drink either. Why not? I don't drink because, and I don't drink. No, now there's a dialogue going back and forth. So it's like we're avoiding these conversations. That's like having, I don't, when I was dating, I don't necessarily have these sexual conversations, but at some point it's going to get down the line where the expectations, like, hey, listen, I was married before and I was told my expectations were too high, and I have a high sex drive and I need sex, this. You're going to get that conversation within the first week of knowing me.
And one of our viewers said, hold on, I need my glasses.
Yeah, you read that good one without them.
Timothy said the question should be, you've never drank. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And then Reggie, you can read Reggie's if you can.
Boundaries are for you to tell people how you want to be treated. They set limits for people who are in your life.
Yes. You have to have conversations about boundaries that'll lead to other conversations. Like when I say one of my non-negotiables or my deal breakers is cheating, that doesn't just mean penetration, right? So this is why we have to have conversations about what cheating is.
Correct. But how soon are you doing that?
As soon as I think we're serious.
What's that time limit?
Probably 3 months. 3 months into it, I'm asking, and that'll probably come up sooner than later, but it's definitely in a first, when we're getting serious. What is cheating to you? Because some people don't think talking to people in private inboxes is cheating. Having conversations with exes. Some people don't think certain things are cheating that another person would say is cheating. Right? So we got to be clear on what that looks like for us. So when I say to you, my deal breaker is cheating, you might think that, oh, well, Trey just means as long as I don't have sex with somebody, we cool. But I don't do emotional, you don't talk about our problems to another woman. That's cheating to me.
Okay.
And that might not be cheating to you, Lamar. For me to come to you and say, you don't talk about our problems to another woman.
I don't think that I have had women in my life that have had these male friends for years. I haven't run across that yet. So,
I have a male friend that I had for years, but I don't talk to him. We don't talk to each other about our personal stuff. Like he don't come to me and say, oh, my girl is this and she doing that. That's what you got girlfriends for. Oh, that's what you got your homeboys for. That's crossing the line if he came to me and said something about his girl. I would tell him. you shouldn't even be having this conversation with me because I don't think she would appreciate you telling me something like
Right.
that.
Yeah,
And
I'm not big on opposite sex friends. You know, it's just like, you know, you can have acquaintances through work or whatever like that, you know, growing up and things of that nature. But
right.
that oh, this is me and her gonna go out to dinner and go to a movie. Hell no, you ain't doing none of that. So it's like, yeah, that's why I draw the line at. So
I just think that when you meet at our age, we're gonna meet people. We're gonna meet somebody, and they're gonna have friends from their past, right? I have a very good male friend. He's like one of my best friends.
and then when you introduce them to the guy that you're dating, I mean, if you that should be a conversation that comes up immediately. It's like,
I'm
hey,
just not for the no new friend, no new
right. But
female.
what I'm saying is that you bring it all to the table. Like, hey, listen, I got a friend of mine, been a friend. We've been friends 20 years, and you know, if this goes the right way, I'll introduce you to him, and then he can assess it for himself. But every man thinks in the back of his mind that at some point there may have been something romantically. That's just the way we think, and until we get in front of that guy, we can truly assess it, and we can say yes or no to it.
Right. We have another question. Is it okay for a man to text other women? What's
And
the
what
context
and
of the text?
what's the context of the text?
Right. I text my best male friend, but we not texting no secret that his girl couldn't read if she picked his phone up.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's okay for men to text other women. It's not okay for my man to text a woman inappropriate conversations. That if I couldn't pick your phone up and see that message and not be disturbed, that's a problem. Or if something in your inbox, if you wouldn't say it in front of me,
true.
that's a problem. So this is what we have to think. Would I say that in front of my man? And if I said that in front of him, would he want to karate chop me in the throat? Would he look at me like, I know y'all don't be having conversations like this is where we are adults and we know right from wrong.
Right.
So, but we do have to have the conversation about what cheating actually is because people have different ideas of what cheating is, men and women. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are on our viewers' question right now. And the question is, what would you do if you were in the situation? And we really appreciate when you guys answer the question. We'll put it up on the screen. And we're going to go to our next question because time keep on ticking.
He's going
into the future. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. I just went there with that one, didn't I? My wife has totally shut me down from sex. It's almost been 7 months with nothing. I've tried everything, the nice route, couples therapy. We've spoken to our pastor and she spent time with the first lady. No one can get through to her that sex is an important part of marriage. I've literally got down on my hands and knees and begged her because I feel like I'm going to step out and I truly do not want to compromise who I am as a man, husband, and leader of my family. I'm never going to say I'm perfect. I've set an example for my children to honor marriage and I have rallied against divorce. I've been a provider, a present father, attentive husband, respectful in front of her and behind her back. We're only in our early 50s. I still have needs and she has no answers. I am so frustrated and she really doesn't seem to care. I'm tired of taking care of myself in the bathroom. I not only miss the act of sex, I miss the intimacy and companionship. Men need that too. So what's a man to do?
Stop jerking off in the bathroom. Jerk off in the living room. Shit. Look,
Oh,
hey, I'm gonna put it in your front face. Be like, you don't want that right here. Here you go. Like, I'm not sneaking and hiding. And you're gonna know it's disgruntled employee over here.
that no.
It doesn't sound like he wants to leave. So now he just need to get on that goddamn nerves. Shit. Like that's what I would do. It doesn't seem like either one of them going anywhere. He really doesn't want to leave. He's against divorce. So just get on her nerves.
Oh no. Nah.
I'd walk around the house naked and just sit on the couch. Yeah, here we go.
No. That's not gonna jar her. This is for me. I really believe that everybody deserves to be happy. I really and truly believe that everybody deserves to be happy. And once you have dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's, which seems like he has, they've been to the pastor, the preacher, the teacher, they done been everywhere. Have y'all been to the doctor? I didn't see doctor on there because she may need the doctor because women at our age, and I'm gonna be honest, women at our age are going through perimenopause or menopause, right? We're not early 50s, late 50s. Our body is going through changes. She may need psychological help and definitely a talk with a gynecologist because, quite frankly, can I say this to the men? It's embarrassing when things start to go. So she may be mentally, and I'm not making excuses for her, because if you've had these conversations with her about the doctor, and if it's medical, menopause is not a reason to not sleep with your husband. And I say this all the time. And somebody said in the comment, you could do something with your mouth, right? You could use your hands, you could use your mouth, whatever it may be. But there may be something psychological going on, because what I'm learning as I'm getting older and studying menopause and things like that, menopause affects more than your vagina and your mouth. And you listen, truth be told, everything gets dry on you, on some women, not all women. But some women, everything gets dry, even your eyeballs. Like, I've been reading up on this, and I'm like, whoa, Lord, please spare me. I hope, don't do it to me. But she needs to go somewhere, because mentally she may need to get the help that she needs from a doctor. And a lot of years and years ago, HRT, hormone replacement therapy, was frowned upon because they didn't know what they were doing. But times have changed. And I think women over 50 need to realize that HRT is not the same, and other treatments are not the same as they were back in the 60s and the 70s. Things have changed, and you have to take care of your husband. But you have to make a conscious decision of, are you going to be taking care of yourself in the bathroom for the rest of your life? Or are you going to slip up because you're already frustrated and said, I begged her because I feel like I'm going to do something? I would tell you to not compromise the content of your character. And if that is what your next step is, to go outside of your marriage, I would say that you'd have a serious talk with your wife to say, listen, I love you. I have done everything. I do not want to be without you. But poor behavior without consequences is more poor behavior. So you may have to say, listen, I think it's time for a season of separation. I'm just going to take my stuff. I don't want to get divorced. But this is a problem that you're not willing to fix. And this is not fair to me as a 50-something-year-old man that still has needs that I need to be met. And I'm asking you to meet them, whatever the problem may be. But if you're not willing to, I'm going to have to leave. And she may shake out of it. But you sitting there and staying with her, that ain't going to help.
That's what I'm saying. You pacifying it, and you hiding and sneaking around. That ain't gonna fix the situation. That's what I'm saying. Mine was a little extreme, I know, but yours is the more adult, route. So, I agree with you. So, there's things that can be done medically. Go talk to somebody. What my question would be: was she better 5 years ago, 10 years ago? How was she?
But he said it's just been going on for 7 months, so it hasn't been going on that long.
Right. So it's like, maybe she got somebody else. So I don't know. So it's like, we didn't think about that.
I didn't. That's a whole nother, but that's true.
I mean, at our age, you don't be juggling. You can't be juggling 2 or 3 people. I personally had a very similar situation where I thought there was somebody else, and I still to this day, I don't know. But
right.
I know that I was the person that was being, I was neglected. I was being neglected. And when I spoke on it, and after a while, I said, I'm going to do what I want to do then.
Right. So, again, I would say to him, I wouldn't say jack off in the middle of the living room and walk around butt naked. But I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying.
It's got to be some shock value. It just,
right.
You got to be like, listen, this is serious, man. Like, come on.
Shock value is packing your bag.
Okay, that's the adult way. I told you mine was immature.
Putting some divorce papers on the table to say, I've tried everything. I have tried everything.
But I guess I would be more curious of what's her attitude? Is she like she don't give a damn? Is she just
like he said? It's like she doesn't care.
Yeah, because so if me being 52 and having situations, she's got some other interest.
Right. Let's read a viewer's question.
She has checked out with apathy and indifference. When a man misses those behavior cues of abandonment, emotional intimacy is deep, personal thoughts and feelings are shared.
Wow.
Right.
Again, like I said, poor behavior without consequences is more poor behavior. And I would definitely sit down. I would definitely sit down and say, listen, maybe you want a divorce and you're not courageous enough to say it, but I'm saying that if this problem cannot be fixed, I'm going to have to bow out gracefully and see what that triggers in her, because she may say, listen,
True.
I do want a divorce.
Yeah, she might. I met somebody. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, snap. Okay, here we can. So I'm saying, so if she's 7 months, she hasn't been having sex with you. Something has happened. This ain't just menopause done crept up on you. Something.
Well, listen, I got to say this about menopause. And again, I tell women all the time, menopause is not an excuse to not do what you're supposed to do. You get up and go to work every day. You take care of your kids. You go out with your friends to brunch. You do all the things. But I know menopause can be hell on wheels because my hip is doing something. If I had to ride somebody right now, I probably wouldn't be. I'm gonna have to be on the bottom. I ain't lying. I'm telling the truth. But I'm working on it. Okay? Because
I love when they come out of nowhere with you.
I'm working on it. Okay. Menopause, listen. My hip, they trying to tell me, listen, they didn't gave me some muscle. Nah. This is something different, bro.
You know what? The best thing you do is that sumo squat every morning. Opens the pelvis up.
You don't know because you don't have a menopausal body. Because other women I talk to, people until they told them it's bursitis. No. We got to work through this because there's some different treatments. I might need HRT. I might need hormone replacement therapy because this hip is hipping. So I get what the women are saying, but ain't nothing wrong with my mouth. Like he can stand up. And I'm not trying to be graphic or anything, but he could stand up or I could use my hand and I could tell him, babe, yo, I got to get on the bottom because my hip, don't move my leg too far back either because I stretched and it almost cracked something. Listen, because we got to talk about these things as grown-ups. We really got to talk about the level of menopause. So I know some of the women are dry all over. Eyes.
I have not experienced that yet.
Eyes, nose, and throat. Everything dry.
But
you got to be willing to work through it. You just can't cut your husband off.
Right.
7 months and not have the conversation that, babe, my hip is like orthopedic. Like, yo, I'm about to be wearing a big shoe. No offense, my child's on the spectrum, so no offense to anybody wearing a big shoe, but I'm starting to think like, wait a minute, I'm in here, I'm doing all kind of stuff. You don't even understand. I'll be on this chair perched like a bird trying to fix this hip of mine. I'm just like, yo, you got your husband, boo.
So is it a pain or is it a muscle feeling? I mean, what's the feeling?
I can't explain it. It's
like the hinge needs oil or something.
Yeah, it's deep rooted. It's deep, bro.
Is it like bone rubbing? I mean, what's going on?
No, I can't explain it. Like I've explained, and they've given me muscle relaxers. Then they told me take is arthritis in my hip from the X-ray. Take this. Ain't nothing working because I've been studying some stuff. It's low levels of estrogen. Like the body is changing, so you're not getting a lubrication in there anymore.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is it, like, I remember
I don't feel like the bone is crushing, but I just feel like, yo, what?
I mean, are they, if you don't get it corrected, is hip replacement the cure?
No, it ain't hip replacement. It ain't orthopedic.
So is it spasm like muscle?
It's hormones and estrogen. You wouldn't understand as a man. This is why I'm not advocating for women cutting their husbands off because you have to find a way, but I understand that it is bad. Cortisone, no sleepwalker. See, the men are saying cortisone shot. Nah, this is not, that's because y'all trying to solve a problem like a sports injury or a gym. No, this is not that. And the doctors don't know, but women are starting to find different things why this is happening, and it's a mystery to some of them. But as women, we have to keep trying because we get up every day and we do what we need to do for everybody else. So we cannot neglect our husband because our hip hurt. We have some bad days and then we have some good days. But this hip is bad day and a lot.
Is it constant or good
Yeah.
day, bad day? Oh, it's constant. Ooh.
Yeah. So I understand what some of the wives are saying. I'm not saying jump up on the bed and ride him like a donkey. I'm saying you might just need to, you could sit. Now I'm okay right now. And if my husband was in front of me, then we could do something else.
Yeah,
but you got to take care of your husband.
Got to make it work.
When I'm laying flat on my back, I'm good. So I might have to tell him.
Were you laying like an X?
When I'm just laying regular.
You laying like an X?
When I'm laying, sometimes I got to put, a pillow under my leg. But if you just tuned in, listen, you tuned in to Looking for Love. I'm your host, Trey Kearney. This is my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
And we talk about all things Generation X, love, and relationships. And menopause is one of those things that we're going through. And some men are going to be going through erectile dysfunction. And it'll be nothing he could do about it. Like, it might not be nothing we could do about the hip or the dry butt. He has a mouth and he has hands. And we can go get some toys to compensate for what he can't do. But we have to have these conversations as adults. And I believe that erectile dysfunction is menopause for men. It
is, but with men, there's things that you can do by, raising your level of testosterone.
Some of y'all just done.
Well, I mean, your health has to matter as first and foremost. I mean, so most guys, if you got a big old belly, hey, listen, your willie's done. Listen, that's the willie killer. So it's like if your belly is the bigger the belly, the whacker the willie. So it's like you're done, player. But the guys that do care, you can do natural things, cod liver oil, vitamin D, B12, things of that nature. There's things that go to the gym and lift weights. There's something
now.
Do it now. Start today.
Start now.
Horny goat weed does work, but there's natural ways. I don't like to be dependent on so many pills, but I do legs. I say cod liver oil, cold showers, all of that stuff works for men. But if you can't get your diet together and your belly's humongous, you just give it up. Just work on your tongue game.
Right. I mean, if again, the point of the conversation is something's going on with her body that she's not having sex with him. And we're at a certain age right now where we have to be open, honest, and transparent with our partners to say, I'm going through menopause, to say I'm experiencing some erectile. You think she's cheating?
I think she's cheating.
Oh no.
It's too abrupt. For him to be like, whoa, like it just went from zero, from 100 to zero and it went down.
It's just been the last 7 months. So
yeah, and it's only been 7 months.
What's going on?
Man.
She's trying to smoke him out. Remember, I talked about men. Men will smoke you out. Like, men will not tell you that they don't want to be with you no more. They'll just treat you like dirt. They won't talk to you. They won't take you out no more.
Piss you off and it'd be like, what's going on with it?
Nothing. They'll stop calling you pet names. They'll just smoke you out. So maybe she is smoking him out. She like, if he would just leave.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I would dive a little deeper in that one, man.
Now you diving deeper. Now you're going to have this man being a private detective.
Yeah, he needs to. I mean, because you just can't. Everything was fine up to 7 months ago. What's going on? Like, hold up. With no explanation, no nothing. You got the pastor talking to you. Hey, somebody got her interest.
I'm gonna reach back out to them.
Yeah, send them a thing. We need an update.
We do. We be needing some updates from y'all, but you know what? We can't because it's not our business unless they revisit it. So, you want to read one more question, or we gonna go to our next?
I think we better run over, but hey, whatever. We here. Everybody, y'all ain't got nothing else to do. Chill out. Hang with us.
I like to have sex in exciting places: the car, public, the woods, etc. I think it keeps the relationship spicy. My girl is a scary cat and just wants to do it at home or hotels when we are on vacation. I want it in the pool, the hot tub, on the dance floor if possible. You get what I'm saying? How can I get her to loosen up? You can't.
You can't. It's your fault for not knowing that she wasn't down with that in the beginning. So,
but
now
everybody don't want to be a
No,
public.
I'm just saying, everything we talk about goes back to the transparency of the relationship. He should have, at some point, I don't know how long they've been dating. Let's say you've been dating 6 months. That at some point, y'all have had sex. Now you laying pillow talk. Y'all are not talking about, hey, what's the craziest place you had sex at? Oh, I had, in the car. Have you ever had sex in the car? No. Well, what's the craziest place you had sex? Oh, I'm traditional. I like in the bed. Oh, bitch, I'm out. Bye. I'm out. I'm saying, I'm just like that. I don't understand why these conversations aren't happening.
There's limits for me. There's limits. Like,
but what I'm saying,
we're not doing it on a dance floor.
But the conversation, why hasn't there been a conversation? I mean, he's like, are you sitting around going, so what's your color?
So maybe he thought, again, he's asking, how can I get her loosen her up? You can't.
You can't.
This is who she is. And they're just dating my girlfriend.
Yeah, break up with her.
I didn't say break up with her.
Break up with her. Man, you're trying to listen. He has a wild streak in him. It's never going to work being with somebody who's very conservative. You can't be liberal and smoking weed and they're going like, no, I'm going to Bible study and I don't do drugs. That relationship don't work.
Oh, no.
Neither person is wrong, but the relationship doesn't work. Somebody's going to feel
Bible study. Listen.
I'm just saying. This is like, listen, two people that go to Bible study together, great. 2 weed smokers, great. That's a good relationship.
I don't smoke weed. You do. I don't do Bible study. You don't.
And I would never date a woman that didn't smoke weed with me.
You might be missing out on the love of your life because she don't want to smoke weed.
I don't need your judging ass eyes looking at me.
She ain't judging you because she don't smoke.
I want
my friends that smoke weed.
Listen, me and my girl, I like to hit the weed and I blow it in her mouth. That shit is sexy as hell. And then she get high and then I'll be like, party time. That's a good relationship. It would be no different that you and your guy cuddled up in the bed and said, oh, did you read this verse? Jesus said, and y'all look at each other and now.
I can't stand you. I cannot stand you. I can't.
But it works. So it works. So it's like, I don't understand why these grown ass people not having these conversations, man.
Because you smoke weed.
But I'm saying I got a better relation with my lady because she does smoke. Now, she didn't smoke when we first started talking, but now she's like, give me a hit. That was it.
You done corrupted her.
And she relaxes a little bit, and then we laugh and giggle like a motherfucker, and then we have great sex.
You done corrupted her.
Listen, yes, I have absolutely corrupted, and she loves it.
Okay, so if you just tuned in, they really got a violation on TikTok. We didn't got a violation. I don't even know what we said wrong. But if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Please go to the channel and subscribe, and share. We are also on Facebook. So we're going to get to our next segment, which we probably shouldn't, but we over time.
No, we're going to run over. These people ain't going nowhere. They loving it tonight.
He said these people ain't going
nowhere.
Come on. So we're going to go to our next segment, which is Let's Sip on That. I see you sipping on something there. I'm still sipping on water.
It's like my Mai Tai. It's actually really pretty good. It's like a fruit punch and a rum. So I love Mai Tais, but I only drink them when I go on vacation. But here.
I'm sipping on water with a little bit of ginger oil and grapefruit.
It's really the only time I drink. I might have a drink, like 1 or 2 drinks on the weekend, but this is the only time I have a drink.
So we're going to bring this to the stage. And ego caused insecurity for Nick Cannon, and that is why his relationship ended with Mariah Carey, because he did not want to be considered Mr. Mariah Carey. Does ego affect men when their lady makes more money, or not even make more money? I think the problem with them was she was already established more than him, and he didn't really know where he was going to get to, because look where he's at now. Had his ego not come into play, look at the power couple that they would have been. So Lamar, you could talk a little bit about ego.
So one or two things. I think what it is that Nick Cannon lacks the confidence because in the two worlds that they both exist in, he's corny. So he's going to get that label. So when you are lesser of a man and you're not that alpha man, you're going to be the missus. Just like Will Smith, he's a big star, but you look at how Jada runs him, and he's not perceived to be this masculine, strong dude, So I'm trying to think of another married, like Denzel. You look at Denzel, he comes off as a man's man, and he's never going to be, but his wife's not famous. I'm trying to think of somebody else. John Legend's married to a thing. Tom Brady was married to Giselle Brunson. So it's like he's
pregnant by somebody else now.
I know, I saw that, man. It's gotta hurt for that dude, man. Not only did she cheat on him, then she got pregnant. She's old as shit. Like, why the hell is she
cheated?
Huh?
Who said she cheated?
She cheated with the yoga instructor.
She divorced him.
No, he divorced her. That's why he did the roast. They did the Tom Brady roast.
Right.
Just so they would. That's what the comedians focused on. They just rammed her. And then he later said he regretted it because his kids watched it. But now, I mean, he was an alpha dude and her thing was with him was she wanted him to retire. And his love for football was like, nah.
His love for her.
He was like, he said, you come second. You and the kids come second. Football is everything to me. And I think that's where she emotionally attached herself to somebody else. But I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that. You just schooled me on that because I didn't know that she had cheated on him. But
she cheated on him.
Hold on, let me read this comment. So I told my dude that my salary is increasing to $11,000 a month, and his ego is in the way. If his ego is in the way, baby, he is not your dude, or he ain't nobody's dude.
Are they married?
Are you married? But if his ego is in the way, he's not ready.
My ex-wife made more than me for probably 15, almost 20 years of our marriage. And she never made me feel bad about it. I mean, that was one of the things. I mean, she made double what I made. And
they're not married.
She never, not one time, threw it in my face. So, I mean, it's really depending on the woman.
Situation. Yeah, they're not married, but y'all probably, this is a conversation that y'all really need to have with a professional. If you can't have it by yourselves and resolve it, because there's no sense in wasting a whole bunch of time on somebody who is not going to be able to handle you, because you're only going to start to make more money. And what is he doing? What is his plan for the future?
Right. Well, I mean, that's insecurity. That's an insecurity, man. Get over it, dude, because you're about to lose a chick she's making decent money. So if that's what you want to do, and go hand her off to somebody else, as opposed to building something with her, and then she can, help motivate you, and you can, get to the same level, you tripping all the way. So, it's just, she's going to win either way. So it's like, dog, just you're worried about the wrong thing.
Don't lose a good woman. So we're going to get to our next segment. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We would love to have you tune in every week on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Subscribe, send your friends, sharing is caring, and make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you never miss us live on a Wednesday night. So our next segment is Beauty and the Beast, where we give you a health and wellness tip, whether it's mental, physical, or emotional. So Lamar, what is your tip for this week?
This is something I'm gonna start trying. So I've been seeing on Instagram about magnesium. So the benefits of magnesium. So obviously magnesium, I'm reading. So it says, it's like, we lose bone, muscle mass as you get older, like that. Magnesium will help you do that. If you are working out, that's going to help you. So I'm thinking about doing the magnesium spray on the bottom of your feet, and it's supposed to, relax you and help you sleep better. So not that I'm sleeping bad, I sleep to frequencies and stuff too. So I always like to try different things to see, how I can sleep better.
Here's how that works out.
Yep, will do.
It's spray, because I'm interested in knowing if it helps you sleep better. And my health tip of the week is, since we are wrapping up October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I just want to say, go get checked. Go get your mammograms. Know your body. Ladies, feel yourself up in the bed when you're laying flat. And you have to do this because you have to know your breast, because women, we do have lumps. We have lump stuff in our breasts, like tissue and stuff. And if you've been doing your self exams for years, then you know what's normal, what's not. And if you're getting your regular mammograms, then you know, but you have to do the self check because something could show up after you get your mammogram. So make sure you get your mammograms. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We have to say that from the New You Nation Network. We have to encourage you to get checked. And there's a lot of myths online about mammograms. So a lot of women are scared to get mammograms because they've been hearing that mammograms cause cancer. There are other tests that you can take if you are hell bent against a mammogram. If you just hell bent, if you just believe that mammograms give you radiation, they cause cancer. If you are hell bent against that, there are other tests that you can take. There's blood work that you can take to see if you're at risk for cancer. There are ultrasounds that you can take to get your breast checked, and you can check yourself. But the point is, early detection is the best protection. You don't want to find out when you are years at stage 4. So check yourself, get checked, because it could save your life. And if you have a family history of breast cancer, as I do on both sides, on my mother's side and my father's side, we have lost not only members to breast cancer, but to cancer, period.
Mine too.
Definitely get yourself checked. So that is my health tip of the week. Get checked. October 30th, tomorrow's the last day of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but you can get checked anytime. It's just Breast Cancer Awareness Month to bring awareness for the month. But please get checked. That is our health tip of the week. What is your final thought, Lamar?
Generation X, transparency, people. You know, you got to start having these conversations, and you're lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Be honest. You deserve it. If this is your second opportunity to fall in love, why are you cheating yourself? Be honest and transparent, because guess what? You're going to find out you're not compatible, or you're going to find out you are compatible, and you're going to have an amazing second relationship that you dreamed of that you didn't get with your first one. So be transparent. Ask the tough questions up front. Stop letting months and years go by that you don't know each other. Y'all focusing on the wrong things. Start talking more intimately. Have the uncomfortable conversation. Your relationship will benefit from it in the long run. Promise you. I've been there.
My final thought is, do what's best for you. You know what's best for you. And walk away when it's time to walk away. Don't be mad because you gave somebody 2 or 3 years of your life. Be accountable for why you gave them 2 or 3 years of your life, because you were benefiting from the situation. We only stay places where we're benefiting. Even if a person is toxic and treating us bad, if we stay for a year or 2 or 3, it's because we're benefiting in some way. So ask yourself, is the risk worth the reward? Is it worth me risking 3 years of my life for this dude to marry me? Or is it worth me risking 3 years of my life or marrying this woman to get sex with her? Is the risk worth the reward? You know what you want. You know what you're doing. We're all grown. And you have to always remember, and this is not selfish, this is selfless, to do what's best for you and not waste your time and live with regrets. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel for Looking for Love. Please subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications, and meet us back here Wednesday. Same time, same station. We love y'all.
Love y'all.
And don't be mad at Lamar.